Hello everybody, this is Tim Millaway bringing you another After Effects tutorial. This is going to be part 1 of a 2-part series on how to do an animated lower third. First, we're going to make a basic animated lower third, and then in part 2 we're going to dress that same lower third up with a logo and just dress up the third and make it a little bit more sophisticated. Give you some tools there. So let's look at what we're going to do first, and then we'll come back and we'll build it. We are back. Let's get started. So first we are going to go to and make a new composition, and you can hit Command N or Control M if you're on a PC. And we're going to make a new composition. We are going to make this new composition 1920 by 1080 square pixels. We're going to make it 10 seconds long, and we're going to name this composition Base. And let's hit OK. And the first thing that we are going to do is, let's bring this back up to 100%, is we're going to make a new solid. So we're going to go Layer, New Solid, and we can also hit Control or Command Y. And we're going to make that comp size, and it doesn't matter about the color, we'll just keep it white. And let's just make this, we'll call this Base, and we'll hit OK. Okay, now we are going to come up here and take our rectangular tool, but before we do that, let's put on our rulers. If you don't have your rulers on, it's Command R to bring it on and off. You see those rulers that come up there? I think you can also come up and bring it here. I think there's rulers here somewhere. Maybe not. View, show rulers, so you can do it there, and you can see the shortcut, which is Command R or Control R on a PC. Okay, so we got those rulers up, and so we want to make this base. If you don't have your which is the guides, and we want to use the title action safe, gives us an idea of where we should be placing our third, and we'll also bring a picture in first, but let's just bring the guides down to, let's first bring the base to around 750, and you can see that over here, the guide position right here. If you see that right there, I'll click right there. And so let's look for around 750. Doesn't have to be exact. And then for the bottom, we're going to be maybe at 1030. So again, we'll look over there and we'll look for around 1030. There we go. Land right on it. So let's take our rectangular tool and create a mask. And we are going to create that right at these guides here. And that's going to be the base of our third. Let's take our selection tool and let's come over here to Effects and Presets, and let's make a ramp. And we'll just type ramp in here, and let's add this effect called ramp. And we're going to make this like a black and gray. These are really close together. Let's bring them a little bit closer here. Okay, that is our ramp. And so we are done with the base for now. And let's go and create a new composition, and we're going to make the inside of this. So layer, new, solid. Oh, sorry. We're going to go create a new composition. New composition. Same, except we're going to call this inside. And we will, let's bring this back up again to 100%. And now we'll make a new solid. Again, just make sure that it's the comp size, and we'll hit OK. We'll bring our guides up again, and because we want this to be in the inside, let's start this the top portion around 830 pixels down, and the bottom part of this be around 975. Right there is good. And so again, let's take our rectangular tool and create a mask. And let's make another ramp. If you don't have the effects, just type ramp in there, and let's put that on there. And let's make this like a blue. So we'll start off with a darker blue, and then we'll come down here, and let's eyedrop this blue here, except just make it a little bit lighter. Okay, so we have our inside. We can change the name of this to inside also. And so now let's create the lower third. Let's make a new composition, except we're going to call this one, we're going to call this lower third. And it's going to be the same dimensions as before. We hit OK. And so let's bring in the a picture now. And so this would be where our talent would be, somewhere around there. And so we're going to bring in these two, the compositions that we had just made, the base and the inside, into this composition. So we'll bring in the base in first, and we'll put that above our talent, and then we'll do the inside portion. Again, we'll put this above the base. So there we have our lower third. So now we want to animate this third. So the first thing we want to do is let's bring this down to 50%, so we have some outside of the frame that we can deal with. And what we're going to do is let's go to our base first, and let's create a mask. So we're going to mask out everything outside of this mask right here. And so the base now had disappeared. We're going to click on this arrow here to bring up the controls for the mask. And the first thing we're going to do is set a keyframe. Your time frame should be at 0, and we're going to create a, for the mask path, we're going to create a keyframe right there, so you can see a keyframe right there. We're going to move this, let's move this 20 seconds out, or 20 frames out. If we just type 20 in there, it'll move 20 out, 20 frames. And we want to take our selection tool, and with our base and mask being selected, we want to highlight these 2 frames, and we're just going to drag this out, and that'll reveal our base third there. And it sets a keyframe once we did that. And to add a little bit of effect, let's go to mask feather, and let's add 200 pixels for that, so it'll give it a feathered look. I'm going to move this down so it only has to render 1 second so we can preview what we got so far. And you can see how that works. So let's do that for the inside also. Let's turn this off, and let's take the arrow and bring this up. And now let's create our mask on the opposite side for the inside. So make sure that the inside layer is selected, and we're going to create a mask outside of here, just on the opposite side, and then that's going to disappear. Let's bring our timeline back to 0, bring this down, revealing the mask path, and let's hit a keyframe there so we have a keyframe. Let's move this out 20 frames by typing 20, moving out 20 frames, and we're going to just do the same thing. Take our selection tool and let's highlight those 2 points, and let's set that across there. So now if we do a RAM let's add 200 pixels feather, and if we hit a RAM preview, there we go. We got an animated third. So the next thing we want to do is we want this animated third to close. So if we move this render portion out here, and usually our third will last about, say about 4 seconds. Let's copy these two keyframes, and let's hit edit, copy, and at 4 seconds, or at 5 seconds actually, let's hit edit, paste. And what we want to do here is we want to go to Keyframe Assistant and time reverse keyframes. So now that's going to do the exact opposite of here. It comes on, and then our keyframe here, it'll come off. Let's do it from the other one, and then we'll do a RAM preview, and you can see how that works. If we reveal this, by the way, we can do is just hit U here, and that'll reveal any keyframes that have been used. So let's copy this, and let's move to the 5 second mark once again, and let's hit edit, paste, right mouse click on our keyframe, time assistant or Keyframe Assistant, and then time reverse keyframes. Now if we do a RAM preview, we can see how it goes on, and then when it gets over here, it reverses out, so it does the exact opposite. Okay, so the next thing we have to do is, let's turn this off, is add our text. So let's bring our keyframe, let's bring our keyframe up so we can see everything. And so I'm just going to let's bring this back up here, or actually just click off of anything being selected, hit the text tool up here, and let's just type news flash, and let's highlight that because that's not the color we want. Let's do white, and let's make this 48. This is where if your characters aren't revealed, you can go up here and just click these on if you don't see your character. And let's make this all text, and let's make this italic. And so let's get our selection tool, and let's move this into place here, maybe right here. And let's do another one, and we'll just say, I forget what we said here.
Newsflash. New After Effects tutorial featuring lower third.
And let's make this a little different. Let's take it off all text, but we'll make it maybe bigger. And let's bring that down here. And then we'll just name the anchor. Let's make another text, and we'll just say Scott Race. Or let's go before this, anchor Scott Race, except let's make this black. And let's not make it italic, let's just make it medium. And get our selection tool and move it into place. Now let's put some animation to this, to these, to this text, and I'm going to use my favorite animation preset, which is bullet train, which is always good for these thirds. So if you go and type it under effects and presets, and you'll see under animation presets, you'll see bullet train. So I'm going to just pull that right under newsflash. I'm going to do it under this one and this one. So now again, we're going to hit U on all these. Type U, and it brings up where the keyframe is. So now we can adjust this. So we can decide when it's going to come on. We kind of want it to come on, you know, either just before this animation comes on or just after, probably just before it finishes up. So let's get newsflash to go first, and then the news item. If we just select these, we can move them, and then this will be last. We'll just leave this one just where this is. So when this comes on, it's revealed in a nice way, and then we want it to come off. So again, we're going to just select these, and we'll move this to keyframe 5 here, and let's go edit, copy, edit, paste. Do the same thing. We'll copy these, edit, copy, edit, paste, and we'll do it for the last one here. Edit, copy, edit, paste, and let's move these on in the same way that they come off. So let's just move these. Actually, it should be a little bit further here. And this is all to your taste. So let's do a quick preview. And one more thing that we can do here. Let's reveal our. Let's go to U here, so we see all the keyframes. And what we can do here is, highlight all these keyframes. Let's highlight all these keyframes, and let's go to Keyframe Assistant, and let's easy ease. So that kind of slows things down right before it goes, and it just gives it a more fluid motion. Let's do a preview. Whoops, did we forget to do time reverse keyframes on this? Let's say edit, time reverse. Let's do another preview. Yes, we did. Of course, I had forgotten to do a time reverse keyframe on those other two, and we just took care of that now. Okay, there you go. Be sure to subscribe. I'm trying to get 100 subscribers so that I can get on YouTube my own URL. So I'm trying to get up to 100 subscribers. So please subscribe, and we'll have much and look forward to part 2 of this animated third tutorial. Thank you, and we'll see you soon. The same way it came on. So now let's do a RAM preview. Okay, there it is. Our very professional lower third with logo and all the bevels and whistles that you can get.